Every morning for 15 years, Marcus Chen walked past the same homeless man on 4th Street. The man, elderly with weathered hands, sat cross-legged against the brick wall of the abandoned bookstore, sketching portraits with broken pencils on scraps of cardboard. Marcus never stopped, never looked directly at him, just quickened his pace toward the investment firm where he managed other people's millions. That morning was different. Marcus had just received the news that his mother had 3 months to live. Cancer. As he walked his usual route, the world seemed to blur except for those weathered hands moving across cardboard. For the first time, Marcus stopped. The old man looked up, revealing eyes that held an unexpected clarity. Without a word, he began sketching. Marcus stood frozen, briefcase hanging limply at his side, as the pencil danced across the cardboard. 20 minutes later, the man held up not Marcus's portrait, but a drawing of a young boy laughing with his mother in a garden. "How did you?" Marcus whispered, recognizing himself and his mother from 30 years ago. The man, who introduced himself as James, explained that he'd been watching Marcus pass by for 15 years, seen the light in his eyes slowly dim. "You used to draw too," James said. "Your mother showed me your sketches when you were 12. She'd stop here every morning after dropping you at school, worried about your father's gambling, showing me your latest artwork. Said it was the only thing that kept you both going." Marcus felt his knees weaken. He'd never known about these conversations, about his mother's secret confidant. All those years, he'd thought she was attending early morning prayer meetings. He'd stopped drawing after his father's debts forced them to sell their house, channeling everything into becoming successful. Over the next 3 months, Marcus spent every morning with James, learning that he was once a renowned art therapist before a series of tragic events left him on the streets. James had continued his work in his own way, drawing portraits that revealed not how people looked, but what they needed to see. Together, they filled sketchbooks with memories of Marcus's mother, her garden, her smile, the way she hummed while cooking. When she saw the drawings in her hospital room, tears rolled down her cheeks. "You remembered," she whispered. "You remembered who you are." The day after his mother's funeral, Marcus arrived on 4th Street with 2 cups of coffee, but James was gone. In his place was a final sketch. Marcus as he was now, but his suit was gone, replaced by paint-stained clothes, and he was teaching art to a group of children. Below, James had written, "Some catch up to their dreams late in life. Better late than never." 6 months later, Marcus stood before his first class of at-risk youth in the newly renovated bookstore, now an art therapy center. On the wall hung James's cardboard portraits, including the one of young Marcus and his mother, a reminder that sometimes our greatest teachers appear in unexpected places, and our true path often leads through the very things we've spent years hurrying past. Life has a peculiar way of placing our greatest teachers directly in our path, yet we often walk past them, too consumed by our carefully constructed routines to notice. Every person we encounter, every moment of connection we ignore, could be holding the very key we need to unlock our authentic selves. Success isn't always found in the direction we're running. Sometimes it's waiting patiently in the places we've trained ourselves to avoid. Our true calling often whispers to us through our childhood passions, those pure interests we abandoned in pursuit of what we thought we should become. The most profound growth rarely comes from adding new things to our lives, but rather from remembering what we've forgotten about ourselves, about our dreams, about the simple wisdom we knew before the world taught us to be practical. Take a moment today to stop. Look at what you've been hurrying past. Listen to the stories of those you've overlooked. Your next great teacher might be sitting right there, holding up a mirror to show you not who you are, but who you could become. Remember, it's never too late to become who you might have been.